Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Range is hot. Lock and load. It's time for the Gun Rack with your hosts, Joey and Drew.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gun Rack Sonoran Desert Institute School of Firearms Technology's official podcast. I am Drew Poplin with you here today. And, last week we talked about ultimate survival guns, according to guns.com. Well, got a couple other opinions I want to share with you on this matter, so we'll get into that shortly. Before we do, I want to tell you a little bit about Sonoran Desert Institute. Sonoran Desert Institute, SDI, is an online school that helps students learn the skills and techniques that they'll need to be successful in the firearms and unmanned technology industries. SDI is accredited by the Distance Education Accrediting Commission, the DEAC, and currently we offer 3 programs in firearms technology: the Associate of Science in Firearms Technology, the Certificate in Firearms Technology Gunsmithing, and finally, the Certificate in Firearms Technology Handgun Specialist program. Now, if you want any more information about SDI, you can head to our website. It's www.sdi.edu. Guys, welcome to yet again another episode of the Gun Rack, episode 199. We're one away from 200. So that'll be a fun way to close this month out. Looking forward to that. Yeah, as I mentioned last week, we looked at that guns.com article on what they thought the ultimate survival gun is. Now, when I say survival gun, again, I want to clarify what we're talking about. I'll use guns.com's definition of it, but it's going to be a little bit looser just because, people have different definitions. But the core idea will remain the same. We'll say that. So, the idea of the survival rifle became increasingly popular with the introduction of the airplane, especially in military use. Pilots and air crews, especially units carrying cargo over vast distances of wilderness, needed a firearm as a survival tool. With the increase in downed pilots in combat zones over the years, the concept has evolved several times over. Ridiculous. While the survival gun has gone through many iterations over the years, the basic concept has remained the same. Ultimately, the survival rifle should be a light and versatile platform that can easily be stored. It doesn't have to be the best at everything, but it should be capable of hunting and some basic levels of home defense. And yeah, they say home defense. I feel like self-defense probably makes more sense because, if you're using a survival rifle, I'd say chances are you're probably not home. But we're going to look at what a couple other people said, including you guys who commented on SDI's post. So let's get into that. First, we'll start with what Gun University has to say are their picks. And just to review real quick what guns.com said were their picks, I believe they had the Henry AR-7, which is one that you'll see come up a couple times throughout on these different lists. The Henry AR-7, the Savage Model 24, the Car 15, although that was like the GAU-5, I think, what they were technically talking about, and then the DRD Tactical CDR-15. Now, Gun University, they kind of use the definition of a weapon that can be used in a pinch to harvest game or to protect the user. Again, or a similar idea. And what I appreciate about their list is they've kind of broken it down into different categories, like it's the Oscars or something. So they have best combo gun, best single shot 22, best semi-auto 22, best shotgun, best bolt action, best 9mm, best semi-auto. Yeah, so best combo gun, they have the Savage Model 42, which is interesting because before they had Guns.com had the Savage Model 24. I think that's because guns.com was maybe doing it in a chronological sequence to try to, do this, but I actually like the layout of how Gun University has theirs. Anyway, the Savage Model 42, similar concept. It's a break action over under featuring both 22 long rifle and 410 barrels. So you're getting a shotgun shell and a 22 all in one. They say the Savage Model 42 takedown is the successor to rifles like the M6 used by pilots way back when. This modern combination gun mixes a rifle with a shotgun to provide a diverse, powerful weapon for survival. Da 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 da. Has a takedown feature that allows it to break in two. The barrel separates from the receiver to make it very compact and easy toting package. Weighs about 6 pounds, which is pretty light. So we'll do this. For each of these, they list some pros and cons, so I'll read those out instead of reading through their whole write-up. So pros and cons of the Savage Model 42 takedown. Pros, it has its takedown design, dual calibers, and it's lightweight. The downside is that the sights are quite flimsy on it. So moving on to best single shot 22 long rifle. Yeah, the Chiappa Little Badger Extreme. This is definitely, you can tell that this is a very easy one to have stowed away. There's hardly much on it at all. As the name suggests, it's chambered in 22. This is a single shot 22. It's lightweight, extremely compact, decent sights, but it's butt stock, lacks support, and it is slow to fire because it's a single shot. So you got to make every shot count. It's also probably not the most versatile thing in the world if it's only 22, but yeah, again, I don't think I would go hunting bears or anything with it anytime soon. Moving on, best semi-auto 22 would be the Henry AR7, which it popped up on the guns.com list. I can't remember if I was talking about that one or if I was talking about the Savage Model 24 when I said one of those was a single shot. If I said it was the Henry AR7, apologies, I had that mistaken. Henry AR7 is actually semi-auto. So the AR7 is a little ammo picky, works best with 22, like mini mags, Federal Auto Match, something of a similar power. It's a little picky, but other than that, it breaks down easily, has great sights, semi-auto function. Again, we talked about it last week, but I didn't know it was ammo picky, so glad that we reading through this list. Fourth, best shotgun, solely shotgun, not, shotgun rifle combo. Best shotgun is the Axor Arms PAF-12. It's a pump action shotgun chambered in 12 gauge. It has a barrel length of 18.5 inches, overall length of 19 inches, weighs 6.5 pounds. Apparently, the only downside is a silly spring in the pump that wants to drive the pump closed, which makes the shotgun tougher to cycle. So they recommend removing the spring, but they complement its folding design, repeating design, and versatility. 5, best bolt action. We have the CZ 600 Trail with a barrel length of 16.2 inches, overall length of 35. Weighs 6.1 pounds. So yeah, again, it's a bolt action rifle. It comes in either 5.56 or 7.62 by 39. It only takes polymer mags, but it's again 6.1. It's a pretty lightweight rifle. It's CZ, so good quality, has great ergonomics. It supposedly is super accurate, so impressive. Now, if you want one of those, you can get it for $879.99 at gun deals, apparently. So, yeah, there you go. Number 6, we have for best 9mm, we have the Smith & Wesson M&P FPC. Not PPC, FPC. FPC stands for folding pistol carbine. So it's a pistol caliber carbine that folds in half, weighs 5 pounds, basically, like just over 5 pounds. Chambered in 9mm. Yeah, this is an interesting looking one, and it is a lot cheaper than the CZ 600, which I guess should be expected, but still cool stuff. Last one, best semi-automatic overall. They have the BCM Reci 16 MCMR. And they say any standard AR-15 rifle makes an excellent survival rifle, particularly AR-15 carbine that tends to be on the lightweight side. Most weigh around 7 pounds, and that's fairly light. This one actually weighs 6.1 pounds. It's chambered in 5.56 NATO. It's not the lightest or smallest, but it does break down. The ability to separate the upper receiver from the lower receiver makes the AR-15 easy to pack and stash. They say it's super reliable, very versatile, common, and affordable. I'm still intrigued by the let's see, what was that one? The tactical CDR-15 from DRD. Found that interesting. Let's go and move on. Pew Pew Tactical also lists their best 8 survival rifles, and we're going to move a little quicker now. I'll go address the ones that kind of showed up on previous lists. Most compact, they have the Henry AR-7 survival rifle. It's hard to argue with that. Most versatile, they have the Savage Model 42 Takedown, which we talked about from Gun University's list. They have, for most affordable, they have the Chiappa Little Badger. Everything else is a different firearm, so let's hop into it. So most customizable, they have the Ruger 1022 Takedown, which this looks very, very similar to the Henry AR-7. The takedown model allows the gun to be split in half and easily toted. Looks like it, basically the barrel just comes off. Well, the barrel and the handguard. This is a proper rifle with a real stock, a comb for a cheek rest, and handguards. It's everything the Chiappa is not. It only weighs 4.6 pounds in its factory configuration and skates right under my 5-pound limit. I own a standard 1022, and it's one of the most fun guns I've ever handled. Admittedly, I'd want something bigger, but 10 rounds of 22 should cause enough pain compliance for a lot of animals to change their mind. Yeah, like I'm been aware of the Ruger 1022 for a hot second now, so I'm glad one of these lists have mentioned it. Best caliber variety, they have the TPS Arms M6 Takedown Rifle. It's a classic survival firearm originally developed for the United States Air Force. Looks like to be a lever action rifle. That's pretty sick. TPS Arms recreates this classic survival rifle for a great price point with a few improvements. For example, the takedown pin is an AR style captured takedown pin that makes it easy to break the gun down for storage. Also, instead of just being stuck with 22 Hornet and 410, we get multiple options. So basically the bottom barrel that stays 410, but the top barrel can apparently accommodate 357 Magnum, 22 VMR, 17 HMR, 22 LR, 22 Hornet, or even 2 410 barrels. That is pretty sick. I definitely get why they went with it being the most versatile caliber wise. Let's see. Editor's pick is the Keltec Sub 2000 Gen 2 9mm. And since this is the editor's pick, I'll read through what they say. The Keltec Sub 2000 is one of the few common, affordable, and reliable semi-auto centerfire guns I could find for this list. This gun is a unique folding rifle that comes in pistol calibers, specifically 40, Smith & Wesson, and 9mm. The gun feeds from a wide variety of different pistol magazines from different manufacturers. When folded in half, the Sub 2000 sports an overall length of only 16.25 inches. Unfolded, the rifle is still a short 30.5 inches. It weighs in at only 4.25 pounds and fits well into a standard backpack or even a messenger bag. Comes in both Gen 1 and 2 models, and the various models can take Glock, Smith & Wesson, Canik, Beretta, 92, 96 series, and SIG magazines. Quite a bit more potent than the previously mentioned rimfires, making it a better dangerous animal gun and an excellent close-range gun for medium game. Very simple blowback system means it's quite reliable. It does have more recoil than a standard carbine due to a system, but still easy to control. The sights are okay, nothing special. Yeah, oh wow. And I don't know if this price still applies, but at the time of writing, you could get this for $379 at PSA. So that's cool. And the last one they listed was the Arrow Survival Rifle LTE. It's a semi-automatic AR type PCC that breaks down with ease and weighs less than 4 pounds. Specifically, it weighs 3.95 pounds. That's pretty sick. Oh, my bad. They also listed the CMMG Banshee Mark 57. I want to spend all day on these articles. I'll read a couple comments from Reddit, and then we will get right into what a lot of you guys have said. Top comment on Reddit basically says the Ruger 1022. Someone also mentioned the Henry survival rifle, the AR-7. Oh, also this is the preppers subreddit. Someone says the Keltec Sub 2000. Seems like a lot of the ones that we've mentioned before. Now let's go to the SDI Facebooks, and the top comment there is someone just posted a picture of a 105 millimeter howitzer into A1. That's sick. Definitely a pretty solid survival rifle. Might be a little heavy, but apart from that, that's funny. But the first, I guess, quote unquote serious comment, it also says the Ruger 1022. Someone said their Rossi 243 20 gauge breakaway. They've had it since they were 16, and they're pretty familiar with it since they've, had it for so long. Someone said a 22 LR, lightweight, cheap, easy to find. Yeah, sort of, a lot of general, like, hey, try just to get something in 22, which that seems to be the top one. Throughout a lot of these, like that Ruger and basically anything in 22 is what people tend to prefer. And I don't necessarily disagree. On Instagram, Old Donnie Jacuzzi said, Henry 22 LR survival rifle because it has survival in its name. Oh, appreciate that. I'm glad he got some love. Someone said a combination rifle, what we in Germany call Bockbuchswillen. Yeah, haha, long unspeakable German word. You can laugh now. So the same concept as some of the Savage models, basically a shotgun barrel and a rifle barrel. Someone said as goofy as it is, probably AR-15 for its widely available ammo plus widely available parts to replace if broken, or even customize it for certain requirements and scenarios. Just my 2 cents though. A good 308, 5.56, 9mm, 12 gauge would all be necessary with a laughing face. This might actually be the top comment at this point. Someone said, I would say 308 for hunting and long self-defense. Outside of that, 5.56 and 9mm, that would be most readily found ammo in that sort of situation. Easy choice got to be a howitzer. For sure. For sure. Someone says the A10 Warhawk. There we go. That's perfect. Someone says a Taurus Judge Home Defender. Someone said whatever the enemy drops. You might be in trouble if your enemy is a squirrel, if that's what your enemy is. I don't know if I want to use anything that a squirrel's dropped behind, but that might just be me. Yeah. So that's that. Again, kind of another shorter episode, guys. Really excited for whatever next week is gonna look like. I feel like it's gonna be probably pretty chill. Excited to have Joey back on. And yeah, guys, from us at the Gun Rack, have fun, stay safe. We will see you at the range.
Sonoran Desert Institute is an online school accredited by the DEAC. It is headquartered at 1555 West University Drive in Tempe, Arizona. For more information about how you can craft your firearms future, visit sdi.edu.